Hello, I'm Colin Wells, and welcome to Studio M, your McKinney ISD talk show. This is our last episode of the school year, which means two things. Number one, it's almost time for summer vacation. Yeah. And for two, we better make this show a humdinger so that we leave you with a Studio M glow all through June, July, and August. You know what? It is a great show. We're going to get in the healthy zone at Burks Elementary, and we're heading to the airport with Wilmeth and Webb to welcome home troops. We'll see how competitive junior high students are with poetry, and we'll debut the music and talents of a rock band from Faubion Middle School. Stay tuned for all that, plus McKinney ISD famous lookalike, coming up next on Studio M. Well, speaking of summer, this summer, my wife and I are actually going to be in a musical at the McKinney Repertory Theater. Yep, I'm playing the baker and she's playing the baker's wife in Into the Woods. What do you know? It's pretty crazy. We're excited about that. Also, I was looking at a list of like the top 5 things that you waste your money on, that most people waste their money on. And one of them, I hate to say it, I actually waste my money, and it's not using my gym membership enough. So this summer, I think I probably need to spend a little bit more time at the gym. Yeah. Well, speaking of spending your summer at the gym, I'm excited to say that we're about to hear a little bit about how to stay healthy this summer. And we first have to consider how healthy our school environment is when we start up next year. As a teacher or as a student, do you think about how much food you consume or what kind of food you eat? Are you aware of how much exercise you get? Students and staff at Burks Elementary are. They are very concerned with how healthy their bodies are and how healthy they can be in the future. This past spring, the Cooper Institute and United Way of Metropolitan Dallas designated Burks as a healthy zone school. Here to explain the details of this exclusive status is Karin Klemm, the PE instructor at Burks, and 2 of her students, Reese and Bella Carminati. Come on in. Bella, welcome on the show. Ms. Klemm?
Hi.
Reese? Well, I tell you what, before the show, I thought for sure that Reese might be hosting today. Starts reading my teleprompter like a pro. That's awesome, man. I'm excited you guys are on the show. Welcome.
We are excited. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk to you guys a little about where you came from and what grade you're in. We'll start with you, Bella. What grade are you?
3rd.
3rd grade. And who's your teacher?
Miss Daniel.
Miss Daniel. Now, Reese, what about you?
3rd, and I am in Miss Rocha's.
Miss
Rocha's.
Rocha.
Got it. I'm going to make a note. Tell us a little bit about what you like to do besides stay healthy.
I like to draw
Oh, no kidding. What do you like to draw?
animals.
Animals. I always like to draw faces, so I'm with you on the drawing part. Reese, what about you?
I like to play sports.
Like?
Baseball, soccer, and football.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, cool. Ms. Klemm, tell us a little bit about yourself. We know you teach PE. Have you taught other things before?
Nope, I've been a PE teacher for 11 years in McKinney, 13 years total, and I've loved Burks Elementary. That is the kids, the staff. It's just a home to me. I tell you what, they're wonderful, wonderful people over there and wonderful kids.
But what about your free time? What do you like to do?
My free time, I'm usually at personal training or working out myself and playing with my children. So
Where do you do personal training?
Downtown McKinney.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Well, we're going to be talking about health, so
Yes.
this is right up your alley.
Right.
Not just because you're a PE teacher, but it sounds like you do it all the time. Tell us a little bit about how this started.
This started last May. We had the opportunity to become the Nutrigram pilot school through the Cooper Clinic. And throughout this past year, Cooper Clinic has been coming in, videoing, and just really absorbing everything we do in our PE program. They've loved it. They've asked us to do several studies, several surveys. We've been videoed by producers, like I said before, from the Pirates of the Caribbean. So wow. It's made all of us feel so special. This year has been perfect. I mean, it has been awesome. It's been a perfect year. We were nominated in November by someone at the Cooper Clinic that came in and watched what we did. And they just loved our PE program. And one thing we do a little bit differently at our school in the program is we teach a little more about nutrition in each class. And I think that's kind of what set us apart from any other school. So.
Wow. So you're saying that the Nutrigram program was something that you were selected to do as well, or did you have to apply for that?
I volunteered to be the pilot school for that because I believe we need more nutrition in our PE programs, and anything I could do to get that into the program, I was going to.
Well, what did they provide so that you could implement that in your
It
class?
was a lot of work. I actually had to work last summer, and then all year. It was 3rd through 5th grade. It's kind of like the fitness gram testing. It's online assessment of their nutrition. So what we would do with their information, that both of these children took the test, they could tell you a little more about it, and if they enjoyed taking it, I think they did. What we would do next year is go through that just like we do the fitness gram and see what we need to teach more of, less of. It talks about portion control, healthy foods such as how many ounces of fruits and vegetables do you need to eat, how many cups. So it's very good. How do you know if you're full? How do you feel if you're full? What's a nutritious drink? A lot of kids think an orange soda is a nutritious drink because it has an orange on it. Just little things that I personally never even really thought of, but with this test, it's going to help in the future PE teachers help the obesity epidemic. I mean, we're in we're in trouble. Yeah. 1 in 3 kids, and we can't just stand idly by and watch it happen. We've got to do something.
Right, right. So it was a test about nutrition.
Yes.
And you guys took this test? Do you remember doing that? Do you remember when you did it in the school year? It wasn't last May. It was this school year.
It was a couple of weeks ago, actually. They took it.
So you took a nutrition test, and then the Cooper Institute evaluated that, and as well as all this video.
Right.
And then with the United Way.
Yes.
They determined that Burks was the winner at that point?
Well, they actually came in and interviewed several people. A panel of 9 people interviewed us, along with the other 2 schools that were in the running for this. And about a month later, we found out we were the winners, and we were very excited. And Troy Aikman, actually, we got to eat with Troy Aikman, Roger Staubach, and
wow,
it was incredible. Like I said, this entire year has made us feel so special.
Oh, here you go. Here's some pictures. I can see Troy Aikman there in the middle.
Roger Staubach, Dr. Cooper.
That's terrific. Now, Cooper and United Way came to Burks campus.
Yes.
On March 29th, is that right?
Yes.
And they gave you the award?
Yes, they did.
As well as $9,000?
We will receive $9,000 within the next 3 years of this program. It's a 3-year program that actually starts in the fall. And what they are promoting is our healthy lifestyle and how we, as a community and as kids and parents, are doing things outside of school to help everybody get healthier. Sure. And educate.
Reese, do you remember this, the event when the school received the award? What was that like?
It was like...
Was everybody gathered together in the gym, or?
We were gathered in the cafeteria for the speech, and then we went for the station we had next was the soccer one. We was teach how to do cool stuff with the soccer ball.
Oh yeah, cool. Okay, and what other things did you get to do? Didn't you guys make like a yogurt dessert or something like that?
We got to choose what yogurt we wanted, and then we got to decide what toppings we wanted to put on it.
Wow, and they provided that and just gave you free yogurt, basically. That's cool. That's really cool. So let me ask you too, because really you guys are the ones that we want to see the healthy choice changes, or at least a pattern of making good choices. What things have you done differently this year that you wouldn't have done in the past since you've started the program? Can you think of anything you don't eat anymore, or maybe you eat more of now than you did
I
before?
eat more fruits and vegetables now.
Yeah.
Really? That's cool. Is there stuff that you've said, okay, I guess I probably shouldn't eat as much of that anymore?
Yeah.
Like what?
Like donuts, we eat it like once a month, and not a lot of times.
What about the teachers and staff? Has everyone else been behind this project?
Oh, we wouldn't have won if it wasn't for a whole community of our staff and parents. I mean, the staff, they don't bring donuts anymore. They are setting an example for the kids, and I thought that was very important, and I was so proud of them for stepping up and doing this. We had several teachers that lost lots of weight over the past 3 years.
Wow.
Just because I think they finally realized that they're a role model. If they're walking down the hall with a Coke, the kids are going to think that's okay to drink Cokes all the time. So yeah. I think the teachers really came on strong this year, and that's why we won. It was all of us together. I'm proud of the Burks Elementary as a whole. Like I said, this was a perfect year. It really was. Couldn't have gone any better.
What a great atmosphere to be around. You guys do so much. I mean, just in general, as PE staff, I know that you do so much to establish the atmosphere at your school. I know I think about my daughter's school, and so I just know that that's part of what you have to do.
Right.
And so it's awesome that it's setting an atmosphere of health as well.
Right.
Okay, so at this point you received the award. What happened after you had that ceremony?
After we had the ceremony, the next day we kind of had a walk-a-thon with the kids to celebrate. We had lots of music, lots of parents. And
now, what do you do at a walk-a-thon?
Oh, they walk and count their laps. It's kind of a fundraiser for our school, but it was something new we've done. We've never done it this year. So that we did that the day after. We took some videos of the kids doing healthy things. We've had some more production studios coming in and videoing us.
Where can we see some of this footage?
McKinney Television came in, McKinney Vision. It's on McKinney Vision, and CooperInstitute.org.
Cooper Institute.
Yep, under the Nutrigram and Fitnessgram, we're on both of those. So, wow. Yeah. And so in the fall, what will happen? The PE teacher that will be at Burks will hopefully build upon that foundation that we have set this year. Right? And these kids are going to be awesome, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes. They're going to keep healthy, and I'm going to see them around town and be excited to hear all the nutritious stuff they're doing and healthy.
And you guys are spokesmen now.
That's right. They're setting an example for the nation. Everybody's
like
looking at them.
Professionals, athletes, and celebrities.
That's right. We felt like celebrities this year, didn't we?
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
And it was so nice to meet both of you, and you, of course, Ms.
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys being on the show. Rachel's Challenge has affected McKinney ISD in so many positive ways for 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders at Webb, Wilmeth, and Wilmeth Elementary. Rachel's Challenge inspired them to deliver kindness, compassion, and gratitude to members of our military personnel as they returned home from their service missions in Afghanistan. Here's the story, which took place earlier this month.
In Rachel's Challenge, one of the things we say is treat people like you want to be treated. So we want to just show as much appreciation as we can for these troops.
For 2 years, students from the Wilmeth and Webb Kindness and Compassion Clubs have been sending cards and care packages to members of our military troops overseas.
It felt really good to send cards to them because I have some family members that are veterans. I just thought it would be nice to make them happy to know that someone cared for them.
Their years of written affirmations to the troops culminated this day with the eagerly anticipated arrival of several servicemen and women home from Afghanistan.
I think they're going to walk down here and we're going to give them the goodies and we're going to get to shake their hands and meet them.
The students have made thank you notes and cards, and they just realize the importance of what our troops do for us.
Welcome home, the troops. Thank you for fighting for our country.
To prepare for greeting the troops, the 4th and 5th graders discussed the expectations for the soldiers' homecoming.
We had a meeting and we talked about what the troops had been through before they got here. Many of them have been away from home for a year, 2 years, and they made banners. They brought, we collected gum and snacks and things to pass out to them. We talked about ways we could show our appreciation in a short amount of time by shaking their hands, thanking them, that kind of thing.
Welcome home. Welcome home.
It's really making them realize what a difference they can make. We focus on the power of one and what a difference you can make, and one kid can make a big difference in somebody's life. We did have one dad who was in Iraq last year, and so we sent a bunch of cards to his unit, and then this year he came to our Veterans Day breakfast and talked about how much that meant to a lot of the people over there. And so I think they realize that just a card can make a huge difference. You know, we talk about you can make a difference. You don't have to be someone famous. You don't have to have a lot of money. You can do things just very simply to help brighten somebody's day and make a difference in someone's life. They're risking their lives for all of us, and it's something that we need to thank them for because it means so much to them, I think, to have people here shaking their hands, thanking them, and acknowledging what they've done.
I believe that this experience for our students and teachers and me is life-changing.
I think it's a good opportunity, and I hope other kids get another chance to do this too, because I like it and I hope they would like it as much as I do.
It was awesome!
God bless.
Hi, I'm Colin Wells, and welcome to Studio M, your McKinney ISD talk show.
You make me smile like the sun, fall out of bed, sing like a bird, dizzy in my head, spin like a record, crazy on a Sunday night. You make me dance like a fool, forget how to breathe, shine like gold, buzz like a bee, just the thought of you can drive me wild. Oh, you make me smile. Smile.
Welcome back. In honor of our next guests, I'd like to present this short poem. The studio leads to the chair leads to the mic lends to my words, and my words bend the ear. Who said hosting would be easy? It's not like acting. It's not like teaching. And it is like bartending, but without the drinks. I talk, you listen, you talk, I listen. Hey, this audience works. Turn up the mic and I'll stay in the chair that belongs in the studio. All right, okay, maybe I won't win any poetry slams, but our next guests can bring it up a few notches and tell us the secrets to their success with performing the spoken word. Please welcome Jennifer McClelland and Laney Baker from Cockrill Middle School and Alan Smith from Dowell Middle School. Welcome aboard. Thanks for not laughing.
Good job.
Have a seat. Have a seat. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you guys are on the show. Okay, now you're both from Cockrill Middle School, but not because you're both students.
Correct.
Okay? Laney, you are a
7th grader.
7th grader, and Ms. McClelland,
I'm the library media specialist.
library media specialist. Okay, and you go to Dowell, right, Alan?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. What grade are you in?
7th.
7th grade. What else do you do besides write poetry?
I like to write stories, and I read a lot of books. I play football for the school. I play basketball for the school.
And you're going to be in the theater program next year, right?
Hopefully.
Okay. Just want to make sure we got that straight. Mrs. McClelland, of course, library media specialist, and we worked with the Dowell Middle School
Yes,
library media
Miss
specialist.
Spain.
Miss Spain.
Yes.
Tell us what else you do in your free time besides...
I read, of course. I like to go bike riding and swimming and the occasional triathlon or half marathon.
No way.
Yes. So sometimes the mood strikes me, but really it's just...
You got to get out. Of the
And you
library.
gotta, but I like to think about kids, things that are good for the kids.
That's cool. And Laney, what about you? What do you like to do in your free time?
I am really inspired by music. I spend a lot of time playing piano, violin.
Have you taken piano lessons?
Yes.
And violin?
And I'm in my school orchestra, and I also spend a lot of time dancing, and that's really my passion.
Oh, really? No kidding. And I think you mentioned that in your poem, too, right? That you like to dance. Wow. Well, that's cool. I'm excited to see your poems. We're going to move to the poems and watch some of the video of the Poetry Slam. Now, what we're going to see on, you kids know probably better, on the first night, or was this actually on the event night? This is the event night that we're watching. Okay, cool. All right, well, we're going to see first, second, and third place winners here at the first annual Poetry Slam.
Yes.
Cool.
Birds flying high, I want to be up there in the sky, free from all the troubles, the wonders of the earth, wanting to disperse. The fears that are following me, mocking me, earth watches over me, God knows who's best for me, I think he's just testing me. Flying high, only coming down when it's time, not many problems I can find, swallowing this nervousness by my side, triumph, dripping through my veins, pushing through the pains, not knowing if I'll be the same. The words reciting through my brain, maintaining my sanity, but it's hard for me. I don't know what's best for me. This is just really stressing me.
All right! Good job!
My poem is called Reach. I don't define, I defy the mundane, the plain, the ordinary, not my vocabulary. Different isn't bad, sad, I'm glad. I push the boundaries till they shake, break, tremble, small like a thimble in comparison to me. And so you see much more of me than those who hide inside unseen, unable to show their shine and sheen. They are unbeing, so unlike me and my light. I fight for the right to live, not just to be living. Others strive, I reach my goals, even though they seem so unattainable. Sorry, I get emotional. Because of this, I feel so alive, while others still strive, give up, and die on the inside. They are falling stars, instead of shooting stars. And as they fall, they disintegrate. They lose what makes them great. Won't someone catch them, save them from themselves as they cry out for help? Someone give them a hand so they can get up and stand on their own 2 feet. They are only one person, not a fleet. They are not me, a one-man army, though I wish they could be. It's a pity, but one day they will be stronger. So let's give them water. The sun's light we will show, so they may grow, flow, like a willow's branches that will extend far past all others. And instead of striving, they will reach far beyond the universe, leaving the rest of us in awe, hopefully making others go, aha, light bulb, making them tick, making it click. And maybe they'll pick up the seeds that the grown have dropped, and they'll drop their mundane, plain, ordinary ways and join my growing forest filled with those who reach.
My poem is called Perfect. I don't know why. I think I should be perfect. I'm not. Nothing about me is. When my dance didn't make nationals, I blamed myself. My toe wasn't pointed, my hair wasn't straight, my moves weren't sharp. My mind was frazzled. It was actually some other dancer's fault. They even admitted it, but I blamed myself. When my dad got really mad, I blamed myself. I didn't always obey. I fought with my sister. I sometimes wasted money. I only got A's on my report card. It was really my dad's fault. He even admitted it, but I blamed myself. I think I should be perfect in every single way. Sometimes I look in the mirror and say your lashes aren't long, your lips are chapped, your nose has a weird bump in it, plus a white line, your freckles are ugly, your hair is frizzy, you have port wine stain below your left eye, and most of all, you are fat, fat. No one can see your six-pack under your blubber, your butt is too big, you are too chest-heavy for a dancer, your arms and legs are flabby, your fingers are fat. And I hurt myself trying to be perfect. I tell myself I should be a perfect student, a perfect child, a perfect dancer. I think I should be perfect. I'm not. Nothing about me is. Why can't I focus on the positive? My dance went to New York City Dance Alliance, and we made a different nationals. I can land a triple turn on both sides. I obey most of the time, and I get all A's on my report card. And lots of people think I'm pretty. I wish I were perfect. I'm not.
Wow. Well, I'm reading over the rules, sort of what these kids had to get into, and it talks about what the spoken word is, and that it's a performance, and that's exactly what you see. I mean, you guys are great on the microphone. I'm glad Alan brought his trophy with us so we can see that it really is about working the mic. I mean, you guys are like stand-up comics or something like that. I mean, you know, that's what you got to compare it to. So excellent work, really, really great speaker and on the microphone, and so animated and a lot. I mean, the levels of performance. It was really nice, really, really nice for both of you. Ms. McClelland, tell us a little bit more about what the kids knew going into the project. And then, if you don't mind, you two, I would love to hear more about your poem and sort of what inspired it.
Well, we sent out some information to the ELAR teachers that let them know what the requirements for the students were. Basically, with the spoken word, it is a performance. There's no props, no music. It's just you and the mic. It has to be less than 3 minutes, and it's original work. Some poetry slams, they can recite already published works, but we did ask the students to produce their own work. So every student that participated had original work, which we were just dumbfounded by the things that came out of these students and how wonderful it was. Some of it was very raw, some of it was very funny, but all of it, you laughed or you cried, but you had a great time no matter what it was.
6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
It was open to all students in middle school, so it wasn't limited to any group or any class. We let anybody come that wanted to and participate in our open mics and then towards the Grand Slam. And we sent out to the ELAR teachers videos that we had found online of adults and young adults in high school and in college who were performing spoken word as well. So they had examples of what it looked like and what it sounded like. So I don't know, do you felt that help you guys? When you saw those examples, it kind of gave you more of a picture of what it was instead of me just telling you what it needed to be?
Now we're seeing here other students that participated in the Poetry Slam, students from other middle schools as well as Dowell and Cockrill?
No, it's just Dowell and Cockrill. We're the only two schools that participated this year. And
it's tough to communicate with every single ELAR teacher.
It is, and our goal is to first work it through the library media specialists in the middle schools, and we've all talked about it. And then we're hoping to take it to the department chairs for each middle schools. And the bug's already been put in Deb Stonich's ears, so that's good. And so we're working to get it out there to make it an all MISD middle school slam from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the first year. You got
It
to
is.
work out all the kinks and all that.
And you know, we didn't have too many. That was a great year.
Oh, good. That's great. Okay, well, Alan, let's start with you since we saw your poem first. Tell us about what motivated that piece.
Well, my teacher told me that we could write about an animal, a specific thing about an animal that we really liked about it. So I thought about a bird and how it like flies, and like, you know how vultures, they only come down when something dies or when something's about to die, so they don't have many problems up there unless hunters or something like that. So I just thought about a bird because it's kind of free, it's kind of majestic, it just flies, just minds its own business unless it's one of those peckers, and it just comes down when it's hungry or there's something that it wants to eat, so it's kind of free.
That's great. Well, that's a perfect analogy. Yeah, that's good. Awesome. Now, what about you, Laney? Yours sounded very personal. There were moments that I was like, oh, okay, this girl really opened up about things either she's heard enough or maybe felt in her life. So that's impressive.
I started out with the idea of writing about perfectionists because I personally am not a perfectionist, but I'm surrounded by all of these perfectionists. And it kind of evolved into feelings that I have heard from some of my very closest friends and throwing in some stuff that I had felt myself and a lot of stuff. And it ended up at perfection.
Yeah. Wow. It was hard for us to hear a little bit of the beginning and the very end. Of course, we hear the big climax in the middle of the poem. But wonderful that you drew from different places and were also open to share a little bit of yourself too. So that's really awesome. I'm excited to hear what you guys are going to do next year because you're both 7th graders, right? So I assume you're going to continue to do this?
Oh yeah, I wrote another poem already.
You've already written another one? You're thinking about next year?
You're ahead of the game.
Getting ready. What about you, Laney? Are you thinking about writing some?
I will write more poems, but right now I'm kind of focusing on dance because I have a recital coming up and then nationals this summer, and focusing on violin and piano since it's getting near to the end of the year, but I will start writing again very soon. I miss it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, congratulations to you both. And Ms. McClelland, thank you so much for introducing this to the district. So this is exciting. And Ms. Spain, of course, for helping you out with that. It was great to have you guys on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. We need to take a short break, and when we return to Studio M, we'll debut the music of the Final Four band. Stick around. Do you know the Final Four? No? You guys know the Final Four? These 4 guys that go to Faubion Middle School, and they have their own band. It's crazy. Yeah. I'll get their phone numbers for you. No, I'm kidding. I can't. That's probably illegal.
You know that I could use somebody. You know that I could use somebody. Someone like you and all you know and how you speak. You know that I could use somebody. You know that I could use somebody. Someone like you.
Welcome back to Studio M. I would like to introduce 2 of our Studio M crew members, Kian Gass and Samantha Tracksinger. Welcome, guys.
Mr. Wells.
You're on the couch.
No, it's weird.
What do you think about the couch?
It's not as comfy as it looks.
I'm sorry. Well, maybe next year. Maybe next year. Oh, wait. You guys are graduating. So tell us a little about what you're doing. Well, what have you done in high school, and then what are you doing next year? Start with you.
Well, throughout high school, it was always theater. Theater was a big thing for me.
At North.
At North, right, at North. And then I got into Key Club, doing a whole bunch of volunteering, which I really enjoyed. Then I did NTV broadcasting, where I met Sam here. Well, I didn't meet her there, but we kind of grew closer in NTV. And that's how I got this sweet gig right here, through NTV and doing all of our broadcasting stuff. Yeah, pretty much I just try to keep myself busy with theater mainly, always being involved in theater and doing as much as I can.
And you're going to UT next year?
Yeah, UT Austin, what?
Awesome.
Welcome horns.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Samantha, how about you?
Well, I started out in journalism like freshman year, and from then I got into NTV broadcasting, and then my junior year I became producer, and so junior, senior year I've been
you had the change?
No, the skills.
Oh, the skills.
So senior year I'm now the lone producer, and it's kind of bittersweet because it's something I've been with my 4 years of high school, so I've always been at school, after school. All my time is dedicated to like producing shows, and it's kind of sad that I'm saying goodbye to all my friends who I've had for the past, 3-4 years. And
all right, that's enough. Stop talking about it. But that's an awesome resume. That's really cool. Well, what are you going to do at UNT? Tell me you're going to continue.
I am going to major in radio, television, film, and I'm going to do a lot of production things, and I'm more comfortable behind the camera, so I'll be doing like film production and pretty much what we do at the studio, but more film oriented.
No kidding. But have you been on stage some? Like, have you done theater like Ken?
No. All I ever did were anchors during, so every now and then I get in front of the camera, but for the most part I like to step back.
All right, so what we're about to see is a feature that you two put together for our producer, Ms. Schumacher. Tell us a little about what that project was.
Well, it started out with this woman named Carrie Loth, and she contacted us via Ms. Schumacher, the producer, and she was like, hey, there's this band that we want to make a music video for. So Sam
From Faubion, right?
Yeah, and Sam and I were like, yeah, let's do it, a music video, it's awesome. So we shot these 2 music videos for them. That's how we got to know this band, the Final Four. And because we got to know them so well, the producer, Ms. Schumacher, she was like, hey, we're going to do a feature over them. How about you guys interview them? How about you guys get some information on them since you guys are already so familiar with them already?
So we see your face on the feature.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
That's cool. All right, and what was the best part about working with those boys?
I think just seeing how cool it was that they're in middle school and they're in a rock band and they're like 11, 12, and they're really actually good, and it was weird and cool to see how actually awesome they are.
Like they literally have the charisma and the big personality of like actual rock stars. I mean, because their talent is already so good and they're already like so cool and calm on camera, you can actually be fooled into thinking that they're actually like a legitimate band, which is really awesome.
All right. Well, cool. All right. Well, let's roll it. Let's see it.
Quiet on the set.
Who is the Final Four exactly then?
We're a band that we cover rock and roll music usually. Sometimes we make up songs, but we mainly cover them. And we play like classic and modern rock.
How did you guys become a band?
First started out, I wanted to jam. I wrote a story about this. I wanted to jam.
1, 2, 3, take my hand, call me, 'cause you look so fine, you really want to make you mine.
But I wanted to have a partner, so I asked Mr. Zach to do it with me.
I had always wanted to play guitar because I always saw like famous bands going crazy, and I just used to always play on my little fake guitar, acting like it was real. But then in 4th grade, I actually got a real guitar and I started lessons.
And then we wanted to fill in a little bit more space, so we had Peyton. And then we had Parisi, the last guy, Alex, singer, vocalist.
Now go!
So what kind of music is on your set list? Do you like just pick songs that are already out, or do you have any original music?
Most of them are 80s rock, like Journey, and
2000s.
now we're getting a couple more newer bands, like Three Doors Down and Jimmy Eat World and Jet. And we also have our own song, Being Young, that we just wrote a couple of weeks ago.
We play a lot of restaurants and stuff, like Fuzzies, like Patio's Pizza, a lot of things like that.
And we've played at a couple events like Crew of Barkus in downtown McKinney, Snowball Express, and Dallas.
Who would you say are your influences for
Oh,
music?
my influence on drums is Neil Peart, the drummer for Rush. He's amazing.
I don't really have an influence.
I guess my influence would be Steve Perry for Journey.
I think we're influenced by like Journey and more of the 80s rock bands.
When do you guys practice?
Like on weekdays, whenever we find time.
Yeah,
Sometimes we have to make time to do it.
It's not as easy as it seems sometimes. Sometimes we just fly through our stuff, but other times it's just we play around and make Christian's dad angry.
So when you guys practice, what do your neighbors think about you guys?
Yes, sometimes they come out and we see them if they're doing stuff outside. They're like, yeah, rock on.
It's live entertainment for them.
How have your parents supported you guys?
Getting us the supplies we need, going to almost every show. But then they always tell us to keep going and taking us to places.
And carrying things.
What would you say is like the best part of being in the Final Four?
That we're friends and we should get hanging together and put on shows.
To know that we're good at something and people who come out there think we're worth coming out there.
Now, you guys said that you're all pretty good friends right now, which is awesome. But where do you guys see yourself in 7 to 8 years when it's time to go to college?
We're gonna still be a band. We're gonna still make lots of music.
It'll be pretty interesting since those two are UT fans and I'm an OU fan and he's an A&M fan.
What have you guys like learned from being in the band?
How people can work together to get the job done.
Yeah, teamwork, definitely.
Like
good names.
Crazy people.
Crazy
Girls.
people. Crazy girls, and you probably know who you are.
Thanks for the support.
And there's a little more coming.
I took a walk around the world to ease my troubled mind. I left my body lying somewhere in the center of time. I watched the world float to the dark side of the moon. I feel there's nothing I can do. Yeah. I watched the world float to the dark side of the moon. I've been wronging you, it had to be something to do with you. I really don't mind what happens now and then, as long as you'll be my friend at the end. If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? If I'm alive, then well, will you be there holding my hand? I'll keep you by my side with my superhuman might, kryptonite. but still your secrets I will keep. You took for granted all the times I never let you down. You saw again a bump ahead, if not for me, then you'd be dead. I picked you up, put you back on solid ground. If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? If I'm alive, then will you be there holding my hand? I'll keep you by my side with my superhuman mind, kryptonite. If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? If I'm alive, then what will you be there holding my hand? I'll keep you by my side with my superhuman mind, kryptonite. Yeah! If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? If I'm alive, then what will you be there holding my hand? I'll keep you by my side with my superhuman mind, kryptonite.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I was the one who influenced the guitarist for Final Four. That's right. Yeah, yeah. Final Four is performing at Cadillac Pizza on June 2nd. That's the last day of school, downtown McKinney. And they're also performing at the Yogurtville in Allen on August 12th. You can also follow the band online at final4band.com. That's so cool you guys did the music video at the end, too. That was sweet. Magically, Nick Jules has appeared. He is also part of our Studio M crew and also graduating, right?
Yes, yes I am.
Congratulations. What are you going to do next year?
I'm going to be going to OU and hopefully continue to do this video stuff, broadcasting, journalism, electronic media, doing some filming and maybe some editing at OU.
You all three have done just everything in the studio. I mean, every single job, which is cool because Carlo says, all right, somebody's going to do this, somebody's going to do this, and it needs to change all the time. But what do you like to do?
Most of the time I enjoy filming,
Really?
if not all of the time. Everyone usually fights over being the producer or the control, like the sound or the VTR or everything. I just enjoy doing the camera work.
Because you get to look at me.
Well, obviously,
Yeah.
yes.
You're the closest to the talent.
Closest to the talent.
What?
Closer to you, better.
Samantha, what about you? What do you like most?
I like being back in the control room, either doing like VTR.
Control.
Yeah, I like to be control.
She's very controlling.
What is VTR? Should I know what that is?
It just plays back all the videos before the interviews, and you have to press the space bar, and it's a really difficult job.
Monitor. It's the big VTR. And what about you, Ken?
I am a big fan of directing. I love being on camera, but if I'm not on camera, I'm a big fan of directing people and doing things that way.
And some of the planning in advance, too, probably.
Yeah.
That's always nice to do some of that. Well, speaking of fame, we get to do McKinney ISD Famous Lookalike together. Yes. So it is.
I've been waiting for this day.
All right, let's see if we notice any resemblances between the known and the unknown, okay? Sally Field, from what movies?
Mrs. Doubtfire, Steel Magnolia.
And Kristen Zadrow, she's a sophomore. And it looks like she went and played softball.
I kind of see it.
The cheeks?
Yeah, the cheeks.
The cheeks?
Her chin is a little more narrow. I have Kristen in class, so I know that her chin is smaller than Sally Field. But this is like Sally Field 30 years ago.
Yeah.
When she did Smoking the Bandit and Gidget and so
All those good ones.
So maybe longer than, maybe I don't know how old, whatever. All right, well, I'm so glad that you guys were part of the team, really and truly. It's been a lot of fun. and for lots of different reasons. Mainly just getting to eat pizza together every once in a while. All right, well, hey, that's it for today's show. Thanks for joining us. Studio M is off for the summer, just like me and all the other teachers at McKinney ISD. Thank you. We hope everyone has a wonderful and relaxing summer filled with all the things that students and teachers need to refresh and recharge for the new school year in August. Have fun. Travel safe. Use sunscreen. We'll see you next time in the studio, Studio M, your McKinney ISD talk show.